Hey everyone, while reading this book, I found out I'm not really interested in these type of books anymore. Especially since I pretty much have the answer to how to not act irrational. Like I while reading, I was wondering why am I reading this again? And simply because I forgot to set goals when I get a book, so I can learn something that I actually want to learn instead of just kind of I would say repeated knowledge and at the same time just things I'm not interested in. Like Well, that's for another topic, another day, but we could talk about irrationality right here. And I could say I don't want to say the main premise of this book, but, it was about humans. And, a question that they were trying to answer is, are humans rational or irrational? And obviously, irrational. They said we're too rational, so we must be irrational. Because, with our brain, we have the ability to think things through, cause and effect, blah, 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 blah. And we don't always make the best choice that leads to self preservation, which is pretty much what being rational for yourself is. Something for you to live just a little bit longer, like eating healthy or exercising and things like that. So, you could say a lot of the world is irrational, but, such is the ways of humans, as they said. And they also mentioned that are animals rational or irrational? And the answer, or one of the theories, which is pretty much the answer they gave, was animals are rational because they only do what needs to be done. They eat and they reproduce. They move around, eat things, whatever. Do other things, play around. But they eat and they reproduce. Pretty much what animals do. While humans, they could drink alcohol. They can smoke. They can get in car accidents. They could do things that are in car accidents on purpose or go speeding. And that's more ties in more with the analogy here. So it's humans, they do it, try to have fun, but it's irrational because, bad things can happen while doing those. Like smoking cigarettes, yeah, a bad thing might not happen the first time, but, you know, the next 2000 cigarette, at the 2000 cigarette, you might have some problems. And, same with the alcohol. That's what we learned in trials of experience, that alcohol is it's not good. Like, only if it's like a little amount, you could say, and it's kept under control. So that's that. And what I'm trying to say is animals are rational. And that's not necessarily what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, what the book is trying to say. But, when they provide that analogy and that's all I could think of, of course I would say it's true. But there's obviously some instances where that's flawed. Like they gave great examples. I could say that. So that pushes more towards the point of me saying it's true. Simply because, of course, confirmation bias, and bias is, oh, sounds good, must be true. But it's like animals, when they see a predator, they you know they leave. Like when we see somebody or something that can harm us, we don't always leave right away. Sometimes we might get curious. So that's another example they gave. So that was a really great example of humans being irrational. Again, for life, self-preservation. And they talked about more things, dreams, other things like that. But, just in order to not be irrational, I could just say that here. In order to not be irrational, all you have to do is the trick that I learned is to write things down. Write down exactly what happened, or write down exactly what's happening, what's gonna happen, whatever. Write it down objectively. Very, very objectively. You know, someone got mad at me and yelled. Right? Someone got mad. You know, should you be mad? Like things like that. So, and that could work in any situation. I would say almost at 99.9% of situations, because there's always outliers, like in stuff like this. But writing things down, writing the situation that happened, and you could see like it really wasn't as bad as you thought it was. You know, I feel like our theory of mind makes it worse. Think, oh, what if they're serious? You know, with theory of mind, it's a wonderful thing, but a lot of people can't handle it, unfortunately. But this was Irrationality.